Hey, I'm Travis.
And I'm Adele.
And we are The Noble Marriage.
If you're new here, welcome. We are so glad to have you. And welcome, returning friends. We're glad you're here also. The Lord put us on this path because we have our own God story of healing and restoration in our marriage. And we want to share this freedom with couples all over the world.
We hope that through our channel, you will be inspired and motivated so that your marriage will be all that God created it to be.
Hey, and welcome back to our channel. We're in coffee and conversations today, except for Travis and I don't have coffee. What's up with that?
It's in the middle of the afternoon. I can't have coffee past 2 p.m.
No, and somebody doesn't have decaf in the house. So we hope you are enjoying coffee while we have the conversation.
And I'm sure you've heard us say a lot about marriage coaching that we offer. And you may be like, why would I want marriage coaching? Why do I need marriage coaching?
The second question we get is, what's the difference between going to counseling and what you guys do? Love that question also. They are completely different. We are not licensed counselors. However, we are life coaches. And so what a counselor typically works on is talk therapy, where you talk about the trauma, and a lot of it is working on, let's say I'm angry and I'm dealing with being angry all the time. Then in counseling, we're going to talk about that a lot, and then we're going to give you a few ways to work on your anger, which is great. We both did counseling for 6 years. We got so much out of it. And the difference of what we do is if I am dealing with anger, then okay, we look at that anger and we go underneath it. And that's what we work with.
Because we know there's pain under anger.
There is. So if I am dealing with anger, then what Travis and I work on is the root underneath it. And sometimes it is in that situation, but a lot of times what we see is it comes from our past. Usually when couples reach out for help, they are in crisis. And what we see that works so well, and we wish we saw more couples that did this, is they want to prevent ever getting to a crisis. They want to work on their marriage when it's healthy so that it can be the best that it can be, and not just survive marriage, but actually have a thriving marriage. And I love your analogy about the framework.
Yeah, so if you imagine a picture frame, a lot of times we put ourselves in the frame and in the mix of what's going on, and we don't see the larger picture that's outside of that frame. And that's where coaching can come alongside and help us.
Another cool thing about coaching is we empower you to find your own answers. So we teach certain distinctions so that you have the tools to go find those answers. But what we believe in is empowering you to find the answers within you, because guess what? When I find my answers inside of me, I am way more empowered to actually go do the thing that I found, and actually let things go, or also experience transformation along the way. And so it really does take someone who is coachable. And what does that mean?
I know what uncoachable is because I was uncoachable.
That was both of us.
All of us have an ego that does not want to be wrong. A lot of times we can think that if somebody's coaching us and they're trying to change us, then there's something wrong with me. And we push back against that.
Yeah.
But it wasn't until I really leaned into being coached by my coach at the time that I got so much freedom and healing in my life by being able to say, this is what's going on for me right now. And so my coaches would point to different areas for me to go look at that were blind spots for me. Areas that I never even considered, areas that I never even looked at. This is what I know, is we don't know what we don't know. And that's a blind spot. And there's a lot of that out there. And that's what we do in coaching is we will help look for areas in your life where you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah, and we point to those so that you can find your own answers and discover things about yourself that you never knew before. And also what's so great about doing it together as a couple, I loved it when you had a coach and your coach was like whipping you in shape. And my coach was doing the same thing. And so alongside each other, we were seeing growth in myself and in you. And it just made it that much more powerful because we were two people alongside each other experiencing transformation and seeing blind spots that had been there for like years and years and years and really has been destructive in our life. And it was completely out of our awareness. And so I absolutely loved when our coaches were like, well, get us in shape, you know, because we were so right about everything that we knew at the time that we were completely missing a whole world of information out there that could really help us and support us.
That's a good point. Imagine comfort. The word comfort is in this circle right here. And if we wanted growth in our life, we have to leave our circle of comfort to get growth. And that's what she's talking about, whipping us into shape. It's just asking us questions around things that we've never considered and maybe some areas in our life where we've had some pain or discomfort. It is in those areas, stepping outside of comfort, where we all have growth. You can't have growth inside of comfort. And that's what we're about, is growth.
My encouragement to you is don't wait until your marriage is falling apart. Don't wait until you're headed for divorce. You know, we want you to reach out way before that point. Find a marriage coach that is really going to support you in where you are in this season of your life and help you avoid the pitfalls of marriage that are out there.
So we've been asked, my marriage is fine. Why would I work on it? And I want to tell you this story. Adele had a Kia and it was a newer, nicer car. And one day
it's a beauty. It was a beauty. It's a piece of junk. Okay, anyways.
But one day she came to me and she said it quit working. And I don't know a lot about cars. So I took it to somewhere, or I actually had to have it towed somewhere to get looked at. And they were like, have you ever changed the oil in this thing or put oil in it? And I was asking her that and she was like, what?
How do you do that? You have to do that?
How do I want to relate that to a marriage? A car is meant to last a long time, but only if maintenance is done to it. Routine maintenance. If you don't do that, you may be like Adele, and that length of the car life may be really small like hers was.
I only had that car like a year and a half.
And it was a newer car. Maintenance, and that's what this is about in your marriage, is marriage coaching is maintenance.
So I hope that this answered and clarified for you if you had the same question. What is coaching? What is counseling? And what is it that they offer? If you are interested in coaching or our online transformation course, you can check out our website at thenoblemarriage.com. Thanks so much for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you in the next conversation. Bye!
Welcome back to Coffee and Conversations, where we're talking about... Welcome back to Coffee and Conversations.
Is it my turn?
No.
So one of the questions we get on a regular...
You hit me in the eye.
Did I really?
Yeah. We've been asked...
No, we haven't. We've been asked.
So we've...
All right, what is it? Take 3.
So we've been asked, my marriage is fine. Why would I work on it?
So I hope that... Hey, you're not finished yet. If you found value in this video, please like and comment and let us know what you found value in. This helps us create more content that you love And ultimately, you want to share with your friends and family. And this is how the Noble Marriage will impact and inspire marriages all over the world. We want you to join our community of awesome, like-minded people. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and you'll receive motivational videos that will impact your life and inspire you to be your best self. Speaking of inspirational, there are 2 videos we've attached here for further resources. So thank you for your engagement and joining our community.